Hello my beautiful people, you are welcome back to today's tutorial. How you guys doing? I love you friends and God bless you all. So in our today's class, I'll be showing you guys how to cut and sew princess dart monostrap or sleeve. So it's really simple, guys. Yes, very simple. So what we have on our table is our pattern paper. In this tutorial, we will be drafting it first to the paper before transferring to our fabric for better understanding. So let's quickly now get started. So the measurement required here will be needing our shoulder measurement, shoulder to the bust point, under bust, waistline, and the full length of your top or your blouse. So let's quickly get started. In this tutorial, I'll be making use of lacing at the back. So you could decide to use zipper, so it's optional. So let me quickly place them and show you guys. So as you can see, I'm done tracing them out to say. Actually, I've done videos on princess that shoulder that I'll be dropping the link as well. So this is just shoulder slope, excuse me, 1 inch. This is my shoulder 8 inches into fold. It's 16 inches into fold 8. The armhole depth and armhole length is 8 inches after subtracting 1 inch. This is the bust point 10.5 inches, under bust 14 inches. The waistline is 17 inches. The full length is 20 inches. So the next thing now we should place now is our bust point. That is our nipple to nipple. So let me quickly place it also and show you guys. So I'm done placing. You can see what you have. So the next thing now is to place our waist dart. Yes, 1 inch here. This is the waistline. 1 inch, 1 inch. Okay, so I will take my ruler to connect it. So just to blend it this way, I'll be adding like 2 inches right transfer to my fabric. Okay, so I will connect this to the bust point. So just came down just 0.5 inch, just connect it to the bust point, flip it this way. Okay, can you see what I'm doing, guys? See? So what we have to the bust point. So now that we're done with the waist dart, so we have to clean and find the midpoint of our armhole, 8 inches. Remember, we're using 0.5 inch, but I decided to add it while transferring to the fabric, so I will place exactly 4 inches. Okay, so these 4 inches, we'll connect it to meet our midpoint. It's princess that we won't step in, rather we'll step out by 1 inch because it's a princess that. Okay, so let me quickly now connect it now to meet this 4 inches. So ignore my table, please. It's obstructing me. Step out by 1 inch so that after stitching we won't have shortage. Okay, so I'll just extend it this way. Actually, I've done detail video on this, so I've said that before. I'll drop you the link, so it's safe. So yeah, I'll be just 1 inch this way. Sorry, that's 1 inch for the boat. That's half-inch here, half-inch here, just to blend it. That is all. Just connect it this way, just to blend it. Okay, which will be replacing to while placing our bust circumference, the round bust measurement. Okay, so you just connect it, you extend it also to make sure everything matches to avoid shortage. Okay, just 1 inch, step up by 1 inch. So blend this part properly. That is all. So now that we're done with this, we have to clean and place our bust measurement. The bust measurement are working with 10.5 inches. 42. Remember, it controls the armhole. 10.5 inches. This 1 inch, place it to avoid shortage. Okay, so I'll just be placing 1.5 inches as my same allowance. Okay, so this is it. So under bust is 8 inches. I'll place it this way, plus these 2 inches that replacement. Remember, I added 1.5 inches as my same allowance. So the under bust, That's so the way the waistline is 9 inches plus 2 inches, 2 inches, that's replacement, 1.5 inches, same allowance. So the hip line, 11.5 inches, just 0.5 inch because there's no dot there, plus 1 inch, same allowance, 1.5 inches, same allowance, that is 2 inches. Exactly what we have on our paper. So we'll quickly connect it this way. Can you see what we have? See, so let's quickly now cut it. But before then, we have to connect our armhole now. Okay, place your cobbler this way to connect the armhole line. So what we have now, make sure it blends properly to avoid shortage. So let me quickly cut it out and use to trace out the back panel. The back panel, the only difference is just the zipper allowance. So let me trace it out. So I'm done cutting it out. So let me quickly introduce my back panel now. Because it's monostrap, so we'll not be placing our neck width at the moment. So we'll have to trace it out. So I will cut out everything at once. So this is my back panel. So I will place it on 8. The only difference is here is that just the zipper allowance. For my back panel, I will not be making use of a princess cut. Okay, but I'll be using lacing. I've said that before. So this is it. Actually, I'm not making use of zipper, but I'm doing this for those that make use of zipper. So this is this I should place it if you're making use of zipper. Okay, so let me quickly now place it this way because I'm not making use of zipper, but I'll be subtracting 2 inches. So I will place it this way. So when I'm done tracing that, then I will cut out the 2 inches that is not needed. I don't need it. So this is it, 2 inches plus zip allowance. Okay, so I'm just trying to trace it out. So this is my shoulder. Okay, this is the under bust. Just let me connect it, show you guys. So guys, as you can see, I am done tracing. That is my waist dart. I use 0.5 inch. You could decide to extend to your hip line or end it here. That is like 2 inches before your hip line. Okay, that's why I draw these two lines. You decide to end the dart this way or leave 1 inch to down part. So this is my bust span, that's nipple to nipple. Okay, this is the armhole. Remember, the back is not deep and my back panel is not a princess dart. So this is it. Now, because I'm not making use of zipper, so I didn't add zipper allowance. So I said earlier I'll be subtracting 2 inches. So this will serve as my lacing parts. Okay, so this is it to the hip line. So this part now will serve as my lacings. I'll be cutting out this part, but at the moment I will just trace it and leave it first to avoid confusion. Yes, so this is it. So now that I'm done with this, I have to quickly place my bust measurement. Remember, the bag is not busting, so it's 10.5 inches. Okay, half inch, that is, sorry, 1.5 inches, same allowance. It's just 0 inch for the dart. That is just it to stitch it. So here is 8 inches, 1 inch dart replacement, which is this, plus 1.5 inches, same allowance. Okay, the waist is 9 inches, 1 inch dart replacement, 1.5 inches, same allowance. Okay, the hip is 11.5 inches, the hip line, which is this. The dart, if you are working with this, then add 1 inch. If you're not working with just 0.5 inch or ignore it with your same allowance, you can achieve it. So this is it. You will just connect this way. Okay, remember the bust controls the armhole. So this is it. So this is how the back panel should look like. So I want to quickly now cut it out so that we'll cut our monostrap and transfer to our fabric. So guys, we are done cutting it out. This is how it should look like. So just remember, we've not traced out the darts on the front panel. So by the time you open it up this way, you see what you have. So now I want to quickly place the front and the back panel together. Now you will choose the part that you want to have your monostrap, yes, the part that you want to have one off shoulder sleeve. Okay, so mine, I'll try to work with my left. Okay, so this is it. So if you look at it very well this way, this is my shoulder. So now from the shoulder, by the time you open it up this way, remember you don't cut it together, but by the time you cut it this way, it will affect the two sleeve, that is two shoulders. So you open it up this way, you see. So this is what you have. Okay, so now I will quickly now take my ruler to place it now. So the neck, look at the center of my front bodies. So the neckline I'll be working with is 3 inches. You could decide to work with 4 inches, 5 inches. It's optional. So I place 3 inches. By the time I finish stitching, I'll be having 3.5 inches. Or let me play 3.5 inches. By the time I finish facing it, I'll be having 4 inches. So for the armhole, you see, this part, let me adjust it this way. This part, remember we're facing sleeve this way. So you will take your curve ruler. Let me quickly get my curve ruler to connect it this way. Sorry guys, I couldn't find my longer curve ruler, but I want to explain one thing. If you don't want your boots to expose, so find your radius to know the length or the deepness of the neck. So the bust radius here, that is your distance between your bust point to under bust, is 3.5 inches. So remember, this is it. This is the midpoint. That's why I say you have to open it up 4.5 inches. From this point, now this line is now a bust point. So you place it this way, 3.5 inches, you see. So by the time you connect it this way, let me use dot lines first. And remember, we're needing 0.5 inch to turn it with your lining. See? To meet your armhole. That's what I'm talking about, guys. See? So this is how it should look like. Okay? So now, from this point now, you place the 3.5 inches. So while transferring to the fabric, you ensure now that you are going to add 0.5 inch so that your bows will not be exposed. Okay? This is it. So by the time you finish stitching, you have the bust radius. Okay, so now I will quickly now cut it out. I used to trace it out here on the for the back panel. So let me quickly do that. So I'm done tracing it. I can see what you have. So to cut out the back panel, if you look at the front panel is wider, you can see what I mean, because of the dart replacement. Okay, so you place it this way. Make sure the right side and wrong side facing the wrong side. Yes, wrong side facing the wrong side of your, if you are working direct to your fabric, if you are working with your paper like what we are doing here, also do that. Your right side, wrong side facing the right wrong side. This is it. So I will quickly now trace it out as well. Cut it this way. Okay, so this is what I'm doing, guys. Cut it this way. So the dot line is the actual measurement, but it will set as our 0.5 inch same allowance. You see what we have. So now that we are through with this, we can now boldly now say extend it. But my own case, I want my bar to be deeper because this is the back panel. So this is the front panel. So with this now, we can now cut out our dart. But for the back panel, I want my bar to be deeper, but ensure that it matches here and the down part because we're adding sleeve here. So for this part, I will just connect it this way. I want my bar to be deeper than this, okay? See? But make sure whatever you are doing here should meet to the shoulder. This is my back panel. So see what I'm doing, guys. See what I have. So for the back panel, I'm going to use zipper. Yeah, I don't have bias to use as my look because of time. So I will use zippers. I will only add zipper allowance while I'm trying to the fabric. So this is it. So I will just cut out the dart. Or you could try to notch it this way. Just to notch it this way. okay, for the back, or you just cut it straight like this. See what I'm doing, guys? Okay, that is all for the back panel. So I will quickly open up the center part because I am not making use of lacing because of time. So you see, I don't want to cut it open. See what we have. So I will only add 1 inch to my zipper allowance. So this is how it should look like. So I will stitch here for my dart, stitch here for my dart. If you are using lacing, you will cut out this part like 2 inches, cut out this part which will be replacing, but I don't have a bias to work on that, so I decided to use zipper. So now let me put this aside. So we'll cut our line this way. Okay, so let's put this is our back panel. I will add in 2 inches while transferring my fabric because of the length. So let me put this aside. Let's cut out our dart now for the front panel, which is this. So I will cut it out this way and show you guys. So guys, we are done cutting it out. So this is it. Can you see how it is now? So it's really simple. So you decide to go ahead, okay, add there is interfacing mine. I won't be doing that. So this is just it. So why this is the back panel. So I will cut it this way. Remember, this is now the right side. See, the part that has marker is the right side. See, this is the shoulder. Let me adjust it. See how the shoulder matches. Everything glasses there. So the back you see is deeper. This is the front. So I don't want my bows to be exposed. So this is it. So for the front back panel is smaller than the front because of the bust, that's replacement. So this is how it should look like. So for the 1 inch zipper allowance, I will add it while transferring to our fabric. Remember, I was just explaining to you guys how to achieve it if you want to use lacing. But that was my initial plan anyway. But at the moment I can't do that. I've said that before. So I want to clean and move over to my fabric, cut it this way, and also cut my line in this way. So if you are using if you're adding interfacing, that's a word, you cut it this way also, pad it, that is just it. Then move on to our sewing machine. That which I've notched, see, to stitch to my dart, turn it to use to turn the neckline, excuse me, add my aiming gum, give it a very nice press. I'll also show you guys as to proceed. So for the sleeve, let me quickly explain. Though I've done video on them how to draft an off-shoulder sleeve. The off sleeve, see, I added let me pick my tape. 6.5 inches as pleats. You know it's into fold already. I've cut it out. I'm just trying to explain it. Say so. This other part is my armhole depth. I've measured it out. So I just find the midpoint, which is 4.5 inches, which is this part. So actually it's supposed to be this way. I've done video on this. I won't go into it much. So it's from the back of the cap height is 4 inches. So I went in for the midpoint to connect this. But this one you're seeing here is for my pleats, okay, to have that puff sleeve. This is I just added this as my same allowance, okay. So the down part, you see this is just the hemming where I will fit my elastic, the down part. So this is it. So this will be fixed this way. By the time I plait it, so everything will be this way. You can see like, let me adjust it this way. I'll add as elastic here. So I'll plait it on this upper part. So see how beautiful it is. So this is all shoulder sleeve. I've done a video on this. I'll drop in the link also. So this part now will be the part I'm using 1 inch as well to add my elastic on this part. The down part also have not cheat, you can see it. So I will fixing this part on this other side. So that is just it. See this other side to have that one side puff sleeve. So this is it. So let's quickly now move over to our sewing machine. So this is the puff sleeve. Remember I marked the 6.5 inches. So for the down part, the hemming for the down part, that is the elastic casing. What I did, I want to have ruffle on my wrist here. So I ran a 2-line straight stitch, chase it say. So I will insert in my elastic for this first one. So by the time I face it this way, This is how the wrist area should be. Okay, if you don't want yours that way, just a straight line stitch. Okay, so this is it. The same thing I did. This is second sleeve, the shoulder sleeve. Two straight line stitches, see, and also a casing for our elastic. Okay, so this is it. So I will put our sleeves aside. So for the back panel, I've added my waist dart. See, I added my waist darts. For my line, I did not. That's why I added the waist dart before cutting out my lining. So you could decide to cut your line as well. So this is it. So for the length is optional. You could decide to make it half bodies. You can attach it to your down part of your dress, that if you're making gown. So I'm okay with this length. So this is it. So this is the back panel, which is this. So I just want to introduce that before we move over to our sewing machine. So this is it. You see what you have. So we'll sew it and turn here. So this is it. For the front panel, you could decide to make use of plain and pattern. What I mean is the center piece, you decide to use plain fabric on it. Yes. So this is how it is. So I have to clean and move over to our sewing machine. So guys, we are over to our sewing machine now. So we want to join our main fabric first. That's our dress first. Excuse me. Always check to know the right side. So this is the right side. So I will place it this way. Make sure the under bust matches. Okay. Which is this. I will stitch this way. Because it's shoulder that I'll be stitching from the down part. So when I'm done, any unwanted part, I will trim it out. So let me quickly stitch now. So guys, you can see we have joined this first one, see, but for this second I want to quickly explain because I've not recut out the princess that for the second one. So when you get to this point now, is our usual way of fixing our stitching our princess. Stitch it this way. You stitch. So if you decide to use interfacing, I've told you guys before, stitch it 0.5 inch round to have that your cup shape. For those that are making use of interfacing, the back stitch. See? So by the time you open it up, this is how it should look like. And you see the cup area. So it didn't affect our cup. So this point now, I will trim it out because it's not needed. I left it so that I will explain this. See? So this is how it should look like. For this armhole, trim out this part, is not needed. 0.04 inch, so trim it out. So can you see how cup it is already without even interfacing. Okay, so I'll quickly join my lining also and show you guys. So guys, we are done joining our lining and you see what we have here. So I want to quickly now, this is the right side. That the right side of my lining facing the right side of my fabric to stitch on this neck area, the monostrap. So I will flip in this way. They will have that neat finishing. But before then, make sure everything matches. You have to cross check. Okay, so this is it. So I will run a straight line stitch here and show you guys. So as you can see, I'm done stitching it, but I want to clean and notch it. So if you have your hemming gum, you add your hemming gum when you are done. Give it a very nice press. Everything will sit properly. On mine, I'll be top stitching, yeah. I don't have my hemming gums. I will notch it round this way to ensure we have a perfect monostrap. So this is it. So I want to top stitch now. I will be top stitching on my lining. So you can see what we have. So I will stitch it, top stitch. As you stitch, you pull, so everything will sit properly. So let me quickly top stitch now and show you guys. So as you can see, I'm done top stitching it. See how the last everything is. So by the time I give it a very nice press, everything will sit properly. So now it's not that obvious the cup area because I didn't add any interfacing. Okay, so I want to now turn it this way to close the two sides. Okay, stitch it this way. For the down part, I will first stitch the down part. My lining now, I will trim out 1 inch from my lining so that my line will shorter than my fabric. So so that I can easily join the down part before join this two side. So as you can see, guys, I've trimmed out 1 inch from my lining. So my lining is shorter than my fabric. So this is the wrong side. So I will stitch it this way. But if you are attaching to your down bodies, that your gown, you don't need for this. So this is this. I will stitch now 0.5 inch now. Then send it in before I will close up this two sides. So let me stitch it first and show you guys. So as you can see, guys, I'm done stitching on it. See? So now I want to close the two sides. After closing it, I will come out through the armhole. So this is it. So I will adjust it this way because the fabric now, that's the main fabric, is high, as you say. So make sure it blends here this way. So let me stitch this part so people have a better understanding of what I'm talking about. So can you see what we have? So I'll quickly now move over to my ironing table. See, the cup area is not that prominent because I did not use any interfacing. So I'll use my hemming gum, give it a very nice press. See, that is all for the front panel. So this is the monostrap. See what we have. So this is it. Because of the cup area, that's why here is not that relaxed till I give it a very nice press. So this is it. So now let's clean now move over to our back panel. So this is our back panel. So before I stitch, you can see I've already pinned it down. I will subtract the 1 inch for the down part for those that are working with a form of blouse or top. So this is this. I will subtract the 1 inch. You know, I did the front panel while we were stitching. So for a better understanding, I said to subtract it now. See, so this is it. So we will stitch here, stitch this part. This is our zipper allowance, stitch on it, all the side, then we'll come out through the armhole. Yes. So let's stitch it round. I'll show you guys. So guys, I'm done stitching it round. So this is how it is for the back panel. So I will flip it in through the armhole as well, exactly what I did on the front panel. So the second piece, I have to also work on that. Okay, so this is it. So this is this part. So use your hemming gun or you top stitch. So this is the zipper area. See, this is how it should look like. Can you see how everything relaxes? So this is the wrong side. Can you see? This is the wrong side. So I want to top stitch and join the second piece as well. So guys, we are done stitching on this second piece. So we come out from the armhole, this area. So this is how it should look like when you are done. See how neat the wrong side is. See how everything sits properly. So for the armhole, for my neck line, I top stitch as well. You can see the straight line stitch. So this is it. So I'll quickly introduce the second piece. So this is it. Can you see this is our zipper allowance? But at the moment I will close it up because I will not be adding my zipper right now. I need to give it a very nice press first. So I will stitch this way. Remember, I only added 1 inch for my zipper allowance. I will run a straight line stitch to close my zipper allowance. Then we will introduce our front panel to join it together. Okay, so let me close my zipper allowance. So I'm done closing it. So I've closed this my zipper allowance. So this is the wrong side. See how neat everything is. So this is the side I'll be adding my zipper. So I will quickly now introduce my front panel. So this is my front panel. I'll flip it this way. Right side facing the right side. You see? So I want to join my shoulder. I will pick it this way. So what I'm doing is I'll place it right side facing the right side. I will flip the lining in this way. But before, make sure you place this properly. It's easier to do this when you have given it a nice press. So see, right side facing this, I will flip. You could decide to use this side. So flip it this way to have a neat finish after joining your shoulder. Just in case you don't have means of using overlocking machine. So I'll place it like this, turn it this way and run a straight line stitch. Okay, so let me do that and show you guys. So guys, you can see I've joined the shoulder. See, so this is my shoulder. So I'll place it properly now because I've joined the shoulder to place my measurement. You could decide to add your sleeve first, okay? But mine, I'm not satisfied with my neck area, so I'll be adding hemming gum. So for the sleeve, it's suspended for now. So this is it. So by the time you place it this way, remember I just added 1.5 inches and I'll use half inch to join my lining for the side. So I'll be stitching 1 inch to the down part, 1 inch also to this part. So let me quickly do that. As you can see, I'm done showing the two sides because I added 1.5 inches and I've used 0.5 inch to add my two-side lining and my fabric. So I only just stitch by 1 inch now left. So this is it. You can see how neat the back part now, you see, is deeper. See, why this is the front panel. I don't want my boots to be exposed. So let me quickly flip it in. So can you see what we have, guys? So for my shoulder now, my arm, so I will cut it out properly. I will be going in by 0.5 inch. Yes, I'm doing that because I've already achieved my shoulder dart, okay? So this is what I'm talking about. I want to quickly rectify the armhole. So I will place it properly this way to trim out the unwanted part. So this is it. Feel free to trim out the unwanted part when you are done. So that is just it. So this is it. So the front, I will just go in just by 0.5 inch. When doing that, do it carefully with your lining. See? Yeah. So my line didn't merge with it, so I will raise it properly once again. I will decide to turn it to the wrong side. So I just want you guys to have a better view. Can you see? This is the front arm, or this is the back arm. Oh, so that is it. So let me quickly introduce our sleeve. So this is my sleeves. I want to insert my elastic now. So the wrist, this is how to know the length of the elastic you should work with. If your wrist is this, just quickly take your tape to find out what you have there. Say it's 7.5 inches, so I'll be adding an half inch, making 8 inches. I have to join it when I'm done. So the two wrists will be having 15 inches. Cut it out, okay? So place it, that is 16 inches, sorry, with 0.5 inch. Same allowance to join it on the both sides. So this is it. So I'll quickly cut it into two as well this way. Elastic. So remember, this is the wrist. This is for the wrists. So I'll connect it this way. See, it is second stitch. See, so I'll insert it this way. Do it round and show you guys. This is what I'm talking about. So my wrist will having this ruffle form, okay? So let me do it round and show you guys. So before I continue, I have to quickly explain this. Our safety pin is inside, but when you get to this edge, you have to stitch before you continue. So you have to stitch on it to secure it. That is just it. With that stitch. When you are done, trim out the thread, then you continue. So that is just it. So I'm done. So I want to also secure this part. So that is it. So now that I'm done, I want to close it up this way. Make sure everything matches. So my armhole here, and so I'll run a straight line stitch by 0.5 inch. So I'm done stitching it. Can you see how beautiful our sleeve is? It's not that obvious here, but I will be taking it to our cutting table. So I have to clean out, turn it to the right side this way. So this is it. See what I was telling you guys, two stitches so that this part will ruffle. So that is just it. So this is the shoulder side. So this is it. This is the armhole, the part we're attaching to our dress. So let me now do the same second sleeve as well. So for the second sleeve now, so I want to I'm inserting my elastic as well. Exactly what I did. Why doing this? Be watchful so that it won't see. So I will stitch it to the armhole. So I'm done stitching, so I have to quickly now flip it in to the right side. See what you have. So this is it. So while attaching to my dress, my main body, so I will just place it this way. Let me introduce it. But pardon me guys, I will just pin it down because I've said that if I'm not satisfied with my neckline, so I will take it to my ironing table to add my hemming gum. So I will place it. See what I did. Let me face the camera properly. This is the center of my sleeve, the part that will join together. You see it. This is the last. So this is the center of my bodies. I've already joined it because I've sewn same allowance, okay, by that 1 inch. So this I will place it this way. The center of my bodies and center of my sleeve to stitch to this part to join my sleeve. Actually, I've done video on how to do this off shoulder off sleeve to stitch to this part, or Let me just stitch it. I can easily lose this for better understanding. So I wanted to pin it, but let me just stitch it. So you stitch it this way. So stitch. I don't need to back stitch because I'll be losing it later. So this is it. So I will stitch it to meet this part. You see what I'm doing, guys? I stitch, see, to this part, stitch this way. I don't need to back stitch because I will lose it. I've said that before. You see this how it is. Everything matches. See? So you flip it this way to join this other part. Okay, so I'll flip it this way. Place it properly. I won't back stitch. So stitch to meet this part. I won't back stitch because I will lose it. I've said that before. So this is it. Can you see the off shoulder sleeve, puff sleeve? How everything matches. So this is the off shoulder side. See what we have, how beautiful it is. So for this other part, which is this, I will pin it please. I want to have that neat finish on my neck area. So this is it. Or let me just quickly just join it. I will lose it for a better understanding. So first I will place my sleeve this way to find my midpoint. See, so this is my midpoint, or you decide to use chalk to indicate it. So this is my shoulder. Remember, I've joined the two sides. So I will flip it this way while I notch to my shoulder to stitch to my armhole this way. See? So let me flip it this way. I want to stitch now. See what we have. So join it properly. So this is what I'm talking about. Make sure your lining is in as well. I loosen it by just 2 inches. Because it's a puff sleeve. So any excess, I will just pleat it. Okay, so I'm not fixing the way I fixed the other off shoulder sleeve. So I will stitch this way. See what I'm doing, guys? Flip it this way and stitch. Can you see how everything matches here? And you see, so I will stitch to meet my armhole here. You stitch at the back of your stitch, the first stitch I use for the pleating. So stitch this way. I will lose it when I'm done because I'm not satisfied with my neck area. So this other part, see how love the sleeve is. So I will stitch this other part as well. I will send it in this way. Remember, we have not fixed our zipper. So I will do that when I'm done. So this is it. So I will stitch it to this part also. Exactly what I did. I'll show you guys. So you can see I'm done stitching. So the next thing is to close it. You can see how everything matches here. To close it to the down part this way. But mine, I will just pin it down because I'll be losing this part. So I will just pin it down. Then we'll move over to our cutting table for a better view. So that is all. So it's really simple, guys. So just for those that be adding interfacing, wow, it will be very nice. Yes. So this is this. I've pinned it down. So I will turn it to the right side and move over to our table. So let's quickly do that. So guys, you can see this is the outcome of our princess daughter monostrap of sleeves. Can you see how beautiful it is. You can actually do without this second sleeve if you don't want that. So you can use how full it is. Can you see? So this is the rough wrist I was telling you guys. Can you see how beautiful it is? So actually I've done video on this, the skirt. So can you see how beautiful the damper? The cup area is not that prominent because I didn't use any interfacing. Okay. Can you see? So this is how it's supposed to look like. Can you see? So it's really simple, guys. So please, if you find this video interesting, please hit on the like button there. So also please, if you are new to this channel, click on the subscribe button there, and also please turn on your notification bell so that each time I upload a new video you will get notified. And please don't forget to share my videos. So I love you all. So I remain Chi Living Signature. Bye for now.